Back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with an electronic bike from Freedare. This bike just arrived, and normally I don't unbox stuff immediately, but I'm pretty excited about this for the channel. This is a fat tire electronic bike, and I've reached out to probably a dozen electronic bike companies, and none of them replied. And then out of the blue, this one messaged me asking if I wanted a bike to do a review on, and of course I said yes. This box is heavy, so if you do order one of these, you're probably going to want to assemble it where it sits when it comes off the truck. I carried this thing in. I don't know if it has a weight on it, but what would you guess it weighed, Jonah? I'm going with
200 pounds.
I don't know. It's just awkward. I carried it in. It probably weighs 100 pounds of the packaging. I think carrying a feed bag or something. I wrapped my arms around this thing, well, out like this, and carried it over ice, and my neighbors probably got a good kick out of watching me walk with this thing. But it does say, please keep the packaging box for at least 30 days. Probably in case you have any trouble and need to return it. So make sure you do that. On the back side over here, come around here, please. I'll cut this out. You're going to check out down here. We don't know yet because we haven't opened it yet, but it does show some tools, 10 millimeter wrench, 2.5 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter Allen keys, and a Phillips screwdriver are required for assembly. Not sure if they're actually in here. Has some instructions for fitment and how high the seat should be and where you should position your feet to check your seat height. Very nice of them, but I'm assuming there's instructions inside the box, but maybe not. Don't store it in the rain. Don't drink wine while you're assembling it. Keep this side up and pray over this box before you assemble it. All right, let's get into this thing. I don't get a knife for this. That one didn't pull bad at all. All right, so these staples, which can cut you, but keep these boxes fast and shut, actually open really easily, so that's outstanding. Get a look inside this thing. Can you see in there okay? Look how wide these tires are. This is no joke. I have fat mittens, and this thing is wide. It does come with the chain already on it. Looks like it's got some protective materials around the sprockets and the arms. Seat is already attached, so assembly should be fairly easy. Packaged quite well. Might want to, luckily we're video documenting this in case we had to return it, but hopefully everything works great. And it is a silver bike. They have silver and black, and I'm pretty jazzed that it's silver. The silver has a great contrast against the black wheels. Ooh, we got a box. You guessing battery or battery charger?
No. Maybe charger.
Pedals. And a sack of diamonds. You got lucky. It does have the wrenches. We have a 8 and 10 combination box wrench. Not sure. That feels like the Allen keys. If that is, it's hilarious. It is Allen key. Actually, I need one of these, so because you guys broke all mine, but these are great for archery and everything. But this one's a nice little set. If it's got a bag, it might stay with the bike. It's got common Phillips and square head. I'm not sure what the heck we use that for. Oh, the square head is to operate these sockets right here, plus your Allen keys. This is a nice little tool set. I like that. Little satchel. Wasn't diamonds, but close enough. This is the rear light, or front light. This is the front light because it's white. I did read that if it has a fender, the fender is the only place you can position the rear light. So yeah, front headlight and reflector. That's pretty cool. A little bell. I'm going to ring that nonstop until you guys go insane. And owner's manual and QR codes for how to use the app, I'm imagining. This thing has an app. We're going to get into a full review when I get a chance, but it has an app. It has GPS tracking, so you can, if somebody steals your bike, you can hunt the guy down, or the girl, or the alien, whatever stole your bike. You can hunt them down because it has a GPS tracker built into the bike you can use from the app. So that's pretty sweet. Or if your kids steal it, it's kind of like having Life 360 on whoever's borrowing the e-bike. In this box, you have your charger, standard 110 wall plug. So I'm guessing right now, it looks like these are the 3 components we have to install in the front wheel. So your handlebars up front here are not installed, and this is loose currently. So I believe you just tighten that nut. But we're gonna get this wheel out. These things are huge. Does it come out? I see lots of zip ties in there. Maybe it's just zip tied to the cardboard. 3, 2. Nope, that ain't coming out of there. Let's get some more of this foam out of the way. All right, pay attention to where this is assembled. Jiminy Cricket! Yeah. Okay. Don't scratch the floor. Look at the size of the tires in this thing. This is sick. I bet you we can get to the back field with this sucker. I don't know. I wish I had a tape measure with me, but the depth and the width are like your palm. Crazy. It's got 4-wheel hydraulic disc brakes, I believe. Or not 4-wheel. 2-wheel hydraulic disc brakes. So we had installed pedals, front tire, handlebars. I don't see. Oh, there they are. And your handlebars are attached here. Where's that knife at? So it's got keys. Check this stuff. It actually has keys for the bike. Probably that's a screen. So that's the screen to tell you probably your speed. Top speed, supposedly 28 miles per hour, I believe it said, and a 90-mile range on the low setting. Top speed is obviously on the high setting. So I technically could drive this to work and back multiple times, but I think it would take an hour and a half because top speed of 60 is a half hour on my normal ride. So we'll get this thing all... We won't subject you to the assembly unless you really want. Like, we could probably include it. I'm gonna get all this foam off here, all the tape, and get the wrenches out, get the bolts out, and get this thing ready to put together. Follow your basic instructions, and be sure to subscribe for the actual review of this bike. Hopefully I can convince my brother to stick this in his truck for North Carolina, but it looks like it will take up quite a bit of space. I think I want the back fender. It didn't come with it. Otherwise you're gonna have a mud trail up your back. But all right, we'll get this thing assembled and give you a good look at it, and then subscribe for the actual review coming up soon. All right, so we ran into a couple small issues. We were a couple screws were loose or fell out into the packaging out of here and where else? And the screen. And they both ended up being in the bottom of the box. So just make sure you have all your screws before you discard anything. Some things might rattle loose because these travel quite a ways. Front tire. Right now we had a little bit of issue trying to put that on. We decided to start with the handlebars. The issue we're talking about here is the brake caliper going over the disc brake. So once we can figure that out, we'll get that front wheel on. This bike is a beast. Look how freaking big this thing is. I'm going to look up the weight for you because I think it is close to 100, 200 pounds. It doesn't, I don't think it says it on the box anywhere. Well, it does, but it's in kilograms. 44 gross weight. That's the packaging. Net weight 33. I'm thinking is or 36 kilograms is the unit itself. So I can't do the conversion. Okay, so after consulting Google, the weight of this thing is 79 pounds, 0.366. So almost 80 pounds of net weight. The gross weight of the package is more. So we're still probably close to 100, given that it was 80 without all of the packaging. It's just a huge, awkward box. Kickstand on it once we get this thing up.
Robust.
Robust. Large, and the foot on it is actually got a huge base, unlike a lot of your standard bicycles. Keep this thing from tipping over, I imagine. I gotta figure out this brake thing. Took that off. What's that?
So go, not. I got it out.
Front suspension fork on the wheel. Ensure the brake rotor is between the brake pads. That's it.
Alright.
Doesn't say you have to do any adjustment. All right, now that we got the front wheel started, there was a plastic shim. It's on the floor there next to him. That was in the brake pads, between the brake pads, so they don't close, so you don't accidentally grip the brake and close the brake pads without having it on the rotor. My first impression is this thing is super tall. It comes up to, geez, just about 5 inches above my belly button, below my nipples. Now we need to get this fastened up here. The keys actually insert here. A lot of adjustments to be made, but let me back up here, give you a, Johnny, you want to stand to the back side of that thing?
Right here?
Yeah, to give you a idea how large this little bicycle is. It's freaking mammoth, but those wheels, oh, chunky. We haven't consulted the manual yet, but this hookup right here is USB. Not sure what that's for quite yet. This hookup here, not sure what that is yet either. So that's fun. We still have to attach the screen. Oh, that's for the light. Okay, that maybe.
I think you could pull that off.
Maybe. Oh, because the light's not installed yet. So this is probably for power to the light. What else we got to figure out on this thing? It's got Shimano gears. That's pretty sweet. It's got decent tires. What brand were these things? Kendas. You can find those on ATVs. What else we got going? It's got a really wide stance and dang thick tire. What goes here?
Probably the fender.
So you check the manual to make sure that's where that goes?
Yeah.
All right, so we got the screen installed. We were making one mistake. The screen's supposed to be in the middle. It assembled a lot easier, not messing around with these wires to get to that Allen screw there. The charger, the charging port is near the bottom here. Has a little door. You're gonna want to make sure that gets shut so you can get moisture in there when you're done charging. We already covered the key. We are really close to having this assembled. We have to get those keys off of these cables here. You can pedal this like a regular bike if you choose to, and I think you can have different resistances if you choose to. This control here will control your lights, apparently information, and a power on off button, which I assume is for your screen. We gotta get the app downloaded while Jonah juggles these Allen screws that he's throwing all over the place. But we are really, really close to having this assembled, and I can't tell you how excited I am.
Guarantee it.
We don't like to read manuals here, and you all know that, but I think this is the throttle. Throttle, brakes, and shifters. I don't think we're doing much pedaling unless we run out of juice, but maybe I'll get some exercise in this thing. Who knows? All right, so I was excited as a kid on Christmas receiving a bike, although I wouldn't know what that felt like because I never received a bike on Christmas. But I'm really happy to get this thing. But the damn battery latch that's located here, the button won't move. So the latch to deploy the battery is stuck. The key here unlocks the battery. That latch seems to work okay. And it connects here to keep the battery from falling out. And the other latch, the button, catches here. And that's not working. And the battery, although it says it's charged, when it was installed, this thing won't turn on. So right now I'm kind of frustrated. So we're going to try to loosen up these screws and pull out this battery retaining mechanism to see if we can get this button to free up and that latch to come back down. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but this says it's charged. And when it's installed, it don't turn on. So I'm kind of frustrated. Let's hopefully we get this thing working. One of the things I'm dealing with is this battery lock. It's not actually a key for the bike. It's not in center with the hole out of the frame anymore, and this button was sticking. So I took it apart, loosened the screws, tapped it a bit, got this button to loosen up, got the switch to loosen up, got the battery back in, and now we're charging it. 3 times tried charging it, and it would go to green like not long after plugging it in. This time it's staying on longer. Finally got the battery to actually read on the meter. I'm kind of afraid to take that key out of there because I can't release the battery with that out. I'm not sure how much further it can possibly move. Probably not much, but I also need to make sure that battery can come out. I'm going to try to get this charged, make sure it works, and then I'm going to probably unscrew everything and see if I can get this back in the center of that hole where it belongs, so that we can get in there if we ever need to. Shouldn't need to unless we're upgrading, but can't wait to see Parker's response to this sucker when he sees the size of the wheels in this thing.
Holy crap! Can I wheel it?
No.
Right here? Can I try sitting on it? The seat's a little crooked.
All right, last night we charged this overnight and it is working. You hold the power button down for a few seconds. I have set a password. You just hit the arrows up and down to navigate the numbers. Hit the info button to accept the number. And without showing you the actual password, I can reset this anyway. And then we're unlocked. She loads up. I got the bell on. And we got your miles per hour, your speed setting, control with the plus and minus here. Speed, or yeah, power setting 1, 2, and 3. That's where it maxes out. I reset the trip on this. It says it has 5 miles on it already, so this bike's been either tested or returned, not sure, but I have not driven it anywhere, but I have checked to make sure that it has some sort of power. It actually does move. Like I talked about last night, this is still not centered. Haven't done any additional work on that, but the battery is staying in it for now. I may just throw a zip tie around the battery in the tube frame here just to make sure that it doesn't ever fall out when I'm riding it. Okay. So, the app. I mentioned an app earlier. I'll put that up on the screen here. The manual and the QR code card did not have the app information on it. The app and QR code had the QR code card only had website, social media, YouTube information on it, so that wasn't helpful. And I did not see any information on the app in the manual itself. I just skimmed through it, so I just went on the App Store, found the Freedare app, and it quickly through Bluetooth connected to the powered on device. Register via your email, get the security code, find your bike via Bluetooth on the app. It adds your bike. You confirm with a text message key code that it's your bike, and then it's added. One thing that didn't line up is the battery says it's 100% on here, but on the app it says it's 45%. I'm assuming that is because you can upgrade the battery. Must be double the power, I'm guessing, but it is 100% charged, and it did charge overnight, so I think this thing's as charged as it's going to be. What else do you need to know about this thing? Oh, so even though this bike appears to be robust and built for trails, they actually don't recommend any extreme riding. They do not, it says specifically not to ride this in wet conditions. Don't leave it in the rain. Don't drive it on the beach. Don't get it near salt. Avoid getting it wet. So your all-terrain off-road riding is off the books, which, man, it looks like it's built for it, but we'll do what it says, and we'll just use it on dry, rough terrain and roads. But we'll use it to get back and forth from the lake, and we will use it for, what do you call it? traveling around at our campsites. But we'll have to make sure that we store it properly at night and transport it covered in case we have rain. So I wanted to do this review on the beaches of North Carolina, but that's not going to happen. One, it'll take up a lot of storage. Two, they said not to ride it on salty beaches or in salty fog because it could damage the electronic components. So what fun is that? So we're going to leave this home. We're going to do the review once the snow out there finally melts. It says not to ride it on sanded, salty roads as well. So, or salty roads. They don't actually salt up here, so we should be good. But once the snow melts, we're gonna have a lot of water and a lot of mud for quite a while. So the actual review, make sure you subscribe to this channel for the actual usage review of this bike in use. This is the Freedare. I love it so far. A couple headaches assembling it, but looks like it's gonna run now. And the sun has risen on a new day. Be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe.